Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the DRW universe. My name is Mia, and I'm the COO, and I'm here to answer some questions that you all might have. So I was inboxed several questions. I was given other questions, and so I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to answer every question, but you're not going to like some of the responses to these questions because I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat things. That's not how I do it. I'm going to tell you all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth because that's what a true COO should do. So let's start with my first question. How can Benji Lecter improve? Well, Benji Lecter is a young superstar who's still looking to find that little bit of momentum, that little bit of something special. And he's gotten better, but it's just going to take some time. It's going to take effort. You might want to cut more promos. You might want to do more talking. If you can do that, you're going to be pretty good at this. I've seen your promos. They're not bad, but they do need work, like I said. So, I mean, you're not bad by any means. And just do your best, I guess. Another question comes from an anonymous superstar asking if he can tear Benjamin Lecter's ass apart. Well, Casey, yeah, I lied. It's not anonymous. Well, Casey, if you want to tear Benjamin Lecter's ass apart, you might want to talk to Rob about that. Rob might be able to set that up for a massacre or something. That being said, I don't know if you want to ask those kind of questions on live broadcasts where, you know, I'm basically carrying on the message for you that you want to beat Benjamin Lecter's ass. That's on you. I mean, just ask Rob for a match, you know. Another question comes from Casey. Can you train me? And this, I'm going to answer this for anyone, DRW. If you ever want help with stuff like this, with promos and such things, just come to me, inbox me, ask me, hey, how do I get better at this? And I'll do my best to help you. I'm pretty decent, so I mean, I'll do my best to help. I got a question that says, why do you fear Rainey? And that comes from Christian Rainey himself. Rainey, I don't think we necessarily fear you. We just don't want to, like, put you straight at the top. I mean, you have to understand that you have to earn your way here. We're not just going to hand you everything. We're not like that. DRW is a company that gives everyone a fair chance. But in order to get the chance, you have to work for it. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. I got asked what my opinion was on the league vignettes, parts 1 through 10, and could it become a successful storyline? A storyline like that is hard to carry on. But if given time, it can be really good. Do I think it could be successful? Yes. But my opinion is that it's something that's going to be very convoluted, but it could work. And if it does, kudos to you. I got asked whether Steven Storm will ever get booked. You wouldn't believe how many questions like this I got. The thing is that we book you when we have the chance. And right now, we're about to hit Dark Mania, and this time of the year, there's not really much open for booking. But that being said, after Dark Mania, you can be booked a lot more. Around this time of the year, though, we usually have the cards all set up, and we're about ready for our 4-time-a-year reset button, where we sort of mix things up a little bit. And so after Dark Mania, you'll definitely get your chance, Steven Storm. That goes for where you get a chance to show up at Dark Mania. I don't know. Maybe you should show up at Dark Mania. That's on you. It's not my decision as to whether you show up or whether you buy a ticket. Well, actually, it kind of is. That's not the point. I also got asked, how long is a good time to be off from DRW? I don't think that anyone should take time off from DRW. With that being said, if you have to, you should make it as short as possible so you can come back and achieve things here. And anytime you leave, you sort of get this stigma upon you that makes you seem more unreliable than you actually might be. So I don't know if I necessarily advocate leaving, but if you're going to, make it as short as possible. I also got to ask what the women can do to get more recognition. What the women can do is they can stand out a little more. They can put themselves on the bigger shows instead of just sitting on their Friday Night Takedown, which isn't a bad show by any means. But in order for the women to truly stand out, they need to do what Susie Spitz and DMG have done, and they need to step up a little bit. They need to show the men that they're not going to be run over. I mean, DMG refuses to compete in the women's division because she doesn't want to be seen as what a stereotypical woman is seen as. And I think that's why Susie Spitz moved away from the women's division a little bit too. So, I mean, I personally don't believe that there should be a men's division and a women's division. I just don't see the need. The next question is, should the Outlaw Saint stay in DRW? Well, Mr. Outlaw Saint, I actually heard a lot of these kind of questions too. Should you stay in DRW? Should you go? I personally think that everybody should stay in DRW because I want to see how well you do. It's just like, where does Alex Fame stand with DRW? Well, I'll get to that in a sec, but the thing is that all talent matters to us, and we're doing our best to help out everyone we can. That being said, we're not going to be able to get to everyone right away, and we're sorry for that, but it's just kind of how it is. Now, the Alex Fame situation, he's been hinting that he wants out of his contract after Dark Mania, and if he does go, you know, I wish him the best of luck. Like I said, all talent matters, and especially main event talent, we don't like to lose that. But with that being said, we're going to respect your decision. We're not going to sit here and we're not going to bend over and let you fuck us in the ass. We're not going to baby you. That's not what we do around here. I got asked if I was a part of the conspiracy theory to screw over Alex Fame, Sean Ripper, Mark Jacobs, and Torrance Banks because I'm a member of the Authority to make myself destined the next DRW champion. Look, no, that's not. I don't even know how that's even a legitimate question. First of all, I don't like Adam Rush, but I'll get to that in a second. Secondly, why would I be part of a conspiracy theory? I'm a fair general manager. I give it to whoever earns it. And if that's a problem, you know, if you really feel like there's some sort of conspiracy theory, you can get out because I'm not going to listen to that shit. Why does Adam Rush deserve the shot at the DRW championship? Well, look what Adam Rush did in that triple threat match. He was given a #1 contenders match. He went in and he dominated. And that being said, I don't like Adam Rush. Adam Rush is pathetic. Adam Rush isn't good enough to be in DRW. He's got a very, very bad set of intangibles. With that being said, he can still cut a pretty. I mean, Adam Rush deserves a shot. I also got asked who will represent the Armor for the match at Dark Mania 2. Early indications are that it will be Jason Rock Rollins and Lucifer Reigns. Do I think Torrance Banks will be successful? Yes, I do. See, Torrance Banks is a very good wrestler. He's shown that he has a lot of talent. He's shown that with a little bit of a push, he can do things that no one else can do. With that being said, you have to push him. You have to sit there and say, Torrance, do this, Torrance, do that, or else you're not going to go anywhere. And that's the kind of thing that we're not going to sit here and do. We're not going to sit here and baby you. You have to want it. The next question was, what's a cool dream match between Chris Cage and a DRW superstar? Well, I've always wanted to see Chris Cage versus Chris Zero. It's a match that has been done in other companies, but here in DRW, I feel like it would be on a much bigger stage, and it's something that needs to happen before Chris Zero retires. Speaking of retirement, can Messiah become world champion before he retires? It depends, because Messiah is one of those hit and miss talents. Sometimes Messiah is great. Sometimes Messiah is terrible. We have to see some consistency out of Messiah, or else he won't be a world champion again, especially with the rise of talent that we're seeing now. Is Fame wanted around? I answered that already. We want all talent. What are my thoughts on Elec Storms, and is there any chance he can become a success? Elect Storms has come out, and he's done some pretty cool things. I'm not necessarily saying that he's going to go out there and set the world on fire, but Elex, you're at least international championship material. You just have to do a little bit more, keep working at it, and you might be world champion material at some point. And that would be cool. I think that you're one of the best young talents out there right now. What do I expect from the Addiction and Miguel Roderick? I think the Addiction is a nice young tag team that has all the potential in the world. Miguel Roderick is also a pretty good superstar. That being said, you just have to keep working at it. You have to keep chipping away until you finally reach the point where it's like, hey, I'm a champion here in DRW. Cool. I think that's something that a lot of talent don't realize. It's not just going to be a snap of the fingers, you're automatically champion. You have to work for it around here. It's not like it used to be. I got asked the reason behind the release of Warlord Victor, and will we ever bring him back? Well, Warlord Victor was getting on our nerves, and we couldn't take that. We couldn't handle that, so we decided we were going to fire him. It was really hard for us because he's a very good talent, and if someday he straightens out, we might bring him back, but he was pestering us and trying to make us do things his way, and that just doesn't go well. I mean, it's one thing to ask something. It's another thing to pester somebody for 4 days over it. That's not cool. Another question is, could we ever see Adam Rush as the DRW World Heavyweight Champion? I assume you mean the DRW Championship, or maybe the World Heavyweight Championship, one of the world titles. I think Adam Rush could be, but with that being said, let's see what he does at Dark Mania, because he is still only going to be in his 3rd match back, and that might take a toll on him. He might be fresh, but he also might be a little bit rusty. We'll just have to see what happens. Do you expect Stoner to actually be something in DRW? Cole Stoner is a pretty good young wrestler, and we've seen him do well in other companies. I think that Cole Stoner could be something big, but I also think that he needs to start somewhere and work his way up. I think that he and Christian Rainey, who have already talked about being a tag team, could rule the tag team division, and then from there, you know, the tag team division breeds superstars. So you never know what'll happen. And I think that Stoner has a lot of potential, and I don't think he should leave. Those URW guys that are actually flocking over here, it's pretty cool to see those guys, you know. I mean, it's just nice to see a new influx of talent. Is Mark Jacobs going to be inducted in the DRW Hall of Fame class of 2016? I don't know that. I actually don't do the voting for the DRW Hall of Fame. We use a panel. And let's not forget, Adam Rush still isn't in the Hall of Fame, and he's won every championship in DRW history, while Mark Jacobs had 1 world title reign. I mean, I think Mark Jacobs needs a little bit of work before he can be in the DRW Hall of Fame. Another question is, should we expect something huge at Dark Mania 2? Yes, you should. Dark Mania is the time of year where lots of cool stuff happens. There's always some insane spot that happens. Last year, 2 briefcases were cashed in at Dark Mania. The Tag Team Championship briefcase and the International Championship briefcase, both of which profited the Armor, who, interestingly enough, the Armor each member of the Armor and Adam Rush all have Dark Mania streaks, as does Chris Zero, which is pretty cool for them anyway. And that's why the Elimination Chamber is such a huge match, because 2 Dark Mania streaks are going to be on the line. It's possible that neither one of them will come out with the undefeated streak. And that would be very interesting indeed. The winner of that Elimination Chamber is really going to be a big superstar. Do you see Alex Bling possibly becoming DRW World Champion? If not, what do you see him doing in DRW? Well, Alex Bling is a great, bright young talent. He just needs a little more work. And I've said that about a lot of talent, but it's true. You have to start somewhere. And I think Alex Bling would be a perfect candidate to be a television champion. I think that Alex Bling, in time, could be a world champion. He's just got to keep working at it. And here in DRW, you need to go out and promo. I can't express enough how much you need to promo. Do I think, and this is the last question, and it's a great question, one that I actually have a really strong answer to, and it's probably the only unselfish question I've seen. Do you think Massacre and Showdown should become brands? Yes. I've been pushing for this since I returned to management. I've been pushing for this. I've been telling Connor and Rob that it has to be done. I don't know if it's actually going to get done, but it needs to be, because at this point, we have a lot of talent that's getting unused. At this point, we could use brands to sort of separate out the talent, even if it's just like a big superstar brand and small superstar brand or stuff like that. We just need some sort of separation system so that more talent can get more experience. With that being said, if we're going to have brands, you all need to step up, because if you don't, then we don't have a chance of making it work. Well, that's all the questions I have for you guys today, or have from you guys today. I thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.